This was an absolute disaster for Donald Trump in Las Vegas. He just wrapped up an awful speech before a very small crowd. He arrived about 90 minutes late. He was clearly humiliated that they put him in a really small, tiny room before a teeny tiny crowd. Let me just show you what this room looked like before he arrived. Let's play this clip right here.
I scarce can take it in.
Then Donald Trump started speaking, and he didn't know what a corner store was. I think the purpose of this speech, I guess, was to talk about affordability, something that Donald Trump has woefully failed on and defrauded Americans. But he doesn't even know what a corner store is. Let's play this clip.
Probably about $4,000 or $5,000, and they wanted to raise your taxes. The great big beautiful bill also slashed taxes on millions of American small businesses, including restaurants, dry cleaners, corner stores. What is a corner store? I've never heard that term. I know what a corner store is, but I've never heard it described. A corner store. Who the hell wrote that, please? And more.
Then Donald Trump started ranting and raving to the crowd that he is not a senior citizen. And he was being serious. He thinks he's not a senior citizen. He goes, I'm protecting the seniors, but I'm not a senior. Here, play this clip.
In addition to no tax on Social Security, over 51 million seniors now pay. Seniors are loving me, and I love them. Of course, I'm not a senior, so I cater to the seniors, but I don't happen to be a senior myself. Thank you very much.
And then Donald Trump talked about that ridiculous stunt, that scam they pulled in front of the White House with the DoorDash grandma. And even Donald Trump was like, yeah, that really wasn't believable what we tried to pull on everybody. Here, play this clip.
Earlier this week at the White House, I met a wonderful woman named Sharon Simmons, a grandmother driving DoorDash to help support her husband's cancer treatment. She's got serious cancer. He's going to be okay, I think. Sharon delivered McDonald's to the Oval Office. It was a little bit of to be honest, it was a little tacky. They come up with these crazy ideas like McDonald's, although that was the biggest ever on Google. They say #1 ever. And the garbage truck. I mean, we do these things in politics. They're a little embarrassing. They're a little tiny embarrassing, but we do them and you win by landslides. It's one of the... So we got to keep doing them. No, we got to knock on the Oval Office door. This does not happen. That's the first maybe in the history of the Oval Office. And it was a very beautiful woman standing there with 2 big bags of McDonald's hamburgers. And I say, is this really believable? I said, but the point of it was she made...
Yeah, even Donald Trump admits that scam failed. Remember, we did the expose on the MeidasTouch network about that scam. But then Donald Trump said the way he's going to help with affordability very soon, he's going to start increasing tariffs again, which are taxes on the American people. Okay, Donald, here, play this clip.
Very big factor, and it's having a huge impact on our car companies, which are expanding like never before. We're selling more cars now. A lot of it has to do with tariffs. You pay no tariffs if you come here. If you don't come here, you pay a lot of tariffs, and we're raising those tariffs very soon. Not on you, it's on people from the outside that don't build their plants here. We have now hundreds of billions. We have actually $18 trillion being invested in the United States.
Then Donald Trump says he likes Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent because when Donald Trump speaks, the markets get panicked. But when Bessent speaks, the markets get soothed. Here, play this clip.
More about these incredible things that are happening, I'm going to ask really a respected guy, a great guy too. He's difficult. This guy. He's difficult. But he's great. And when he speaks, the whole market gets soothed. When I speak, the market goes a little jittery. And they say, Scott, go out there, clean it up for me, Scott. But no, he's a fantastic guy. And Scott, you're going to say a few words, and then we're going to hear from a few of the people.
And Donald Trump says that the war in Iran is going swimmingly. He says it's going amazing. Maybe it ends soon. Maybe it doesn't. But he said it was the perfect war. So perfect. Here, play this clip.
And all over the world, they laughed at us, and they don't laugh anymore. They are not laughing. They're not laughing anymore. I don't think anybody. Just ask those. I don't want to be a wise guy. I don't want to speak too soon. But we do very well. You notice that we're doing very well. And I will say the war in Iran is going along swimmingly. We can do whatever we want. And it should be ending pretty soon. It was perfect. I mean, it's perfect. It was the power we have, our military. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world. I built it 4 years, my first 4 years.
Then he goes on to say, when people hear about inflation, it's fake. He says it's fake inflation. Let's play this clip.
In the report released last week, core inflation was down to the lowest level in 5 years. And very shortly, we're going to be probably 8 or 9 years. Don't forget, we're having some fake inflation because of the fuel, the energy prices, which everybody said was going to $250. We were talking about that, Scott. They said $250, $300. I mean, today, what was it? It finished at $89 or $90, right? And that's in the war. We haven't settled yet. Maybe we won't, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Then Donald Trump talks about why he blew up Iranian ships. And he's like, why'd we blow them up? He's like, I would have wanted to use those ships. We couldn't have turned the Iranians into American soldiers. Here, play this clip.
150. I got angry. I said, why didn't you save them? We could have used them, They would rather shoot them than save them. I said, what the hell? It's only money. But some of them were good. They had one named the Soleimani. You know what the Soleimani? We took him out.
Then Donald Trump goes on to say that every single American at every income level is rich right now. Everyone is doing great, which we know is not the case. Play this clip.
But every single American at every income level has more money in their pockets this week because of the Republican tax policies. And we got to win the midterms. If we don't, these policies are going to be taken away from you. The taxes are going to go through the roof.
Then he says a year ago, the United States was an embarrassment to the entire world. The whole world laughed at us. You were in office a year ago. Let's play this clip.
A year ago, our country was an embarrassment. And all over the world, they laughed at us. And they don't laugh anymore. They are not laughing. They're not laughing anymore. I don't think.
He then said all of these consultants are saying that gas prices are going to be $300 a barrel. Actually, Donald, I know we're looking at the futures prices right now, and that's what we're seeing with the crude, WTI, and Brent. But some of the actual sales in Asia, people are buying about $280, $300 per barrel. But go on and play this clip.
It's amazing. We have consultants, great guys that we both know, we see, they're very talented. Sir, if you do this, fuel is going to go to $300 a barrel, right? One guy in particular who we like a lot. But I said, I don't think so. I think we're going to be good. We always find a way. You got to find a way. But, sir, don't do it, sir. $300 a barrel. It's going to be a wild thing. It's going to be horrible. The depression is going to happen. Well, not going to happen because we just hit a brand new all-time high. Then fuel's at 89. It's actually a lot lower than that in a lot of areas. So, but let's not get away from, let's see what happens over the next week or so. I think you're going to be very impressed. And if you are, vote for the Republicans in the midterms, okay?
Then Donald Trump says, look, everything is booming. He's like, when you talk about this war, he goes, I did this perfect war in 2 months. He's like, Vietnam, it lasted 17 years. I pulled it off in 2 months. Here, play this clip.
Thanks to our cuts today, the economy is booming. Our economy is booming. You don't read about it. You don't see it so much because of what's going on in Iran, which is really, it's been 2 months. 2 months. You've been in other wars for 18 years, 4 years with me. I'm in there for a month. Well, he said he'd get out a month. Did you see where I did a list last week? 17 years in Vietnam and 5 years in Afghanistan and more, much more than that, and all these different places. And I said, we were in there for 2 months. And you know what? We're going to have victory very shortly. This is not.
Well, yes, in 2 months, you managed to destroy American security umbrella abroad. You managed to strengthen Iran. You managed to basically destroy NATO. Great job, Donald. And then he goes on to say, but it's all fake news. You watch the fake news and, they're so mean to me. Let's play this clip.
No, it's all over. There's so many, even in the fake news where they have these different, you always want to watch the enemy a little bit. You don't want to watch too much. You want to find out where they're coming from, and they come from dark places. But even there, people are saying, wow, this is really amazing.
And he said, I came to Vegas with one important message. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. That's the message that he said. He came to Vegas to say you're welcome. Here, play this clip.
And thanks to our tax cuts this week, thousands of Nevada waiters, waitresses, casino dealers, bartenders, bellmen, barbers, caddies. So I love those caddies. They're very good if you have the right caddy. And valets receive the biggest tax refunds of their entire lives, and you see it. And I just want to say you're welcome. You're welcome.
And then he said he had the best economy during his first term in office, which he didn't. It was COVID. It was terrible. But he goes, now it's even better and everybody is thriving. Let's play this clip.
We had the best economy in the history of our country in my first term, and we're blowing it out now. We're blowing it away now. And despite our little diversion.
And then as Donald Trump left, he kept on making social media post after social media post like this one. I hope Hezbollah acts nicely and well during this important period of time. That's going to show him. Just tell him to act nicely and well. Then Donald Trump goes after the Republican George W. Bush judge who once again blocked the construction of his ballroom. A Trump-hating judge for the first time in history wants Congress to pay hundreds of millions of dollars for a glorious ballroom instead of accepting donations from great American companies and citizens. This is a first. In other words, he wants taxpayers to pay for the ballroom. No, he just said, have Congress approve the private citizens. That's all he said. More attacks on the ballroom by him. He then went on to more attacks on the ballroom. And he then starts attacking Jessica Tarlov and says, I'm on Air Force One. And he goes, I don't like Jessica Tarlov. She's one of the least attractive and talented people on television. Her voice is so grating and terrible. I had to turn her off. Anyway, everybody hit subscribe. I'm going to read more of it. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.